You're not happy with your life because you're living somebody else's life. You're not happy with your life because you're not living up to your true potential. You're not happy with your life because you bought into the idea that life isn't fair. You have to be realistic. So you settle for a safe life. You settle for a safe career, a safe spouse, just a safe way of living. And somebody might say, well, shouldn't you want to be safe? Yes, physically. But when it comes to this game of life, you shouldn't be playing it safe because guess what? You playing it safe, that's going to cause you to be 70 or 80 years old looking back on your life with regrets. What if I told you your life is a movie, but instead of you being the director, you let other people be the director of your movie? You let your parents be the director. You let people on social media be the director. You let celebrities who don't even know you exist be the director. So you keep chasing tangible things and seeking pleasure in hopes that you will fill this hole. But guess what? It's never going to be filled because you're not being true to your soul. You're not being true to your calling. You're living a lie. So there's this movie called The Truman Show. It came out in the 90s. It's starring Jim Carrey, so you know the movie is fire. And I just recently watched it for the first time. Over the years, people have always asked me, like, have you ever seen The Truman Show? Have you ever seen The Truman Show? And I thought it was an actual show. But the reason why it's called The Truman Show is because Jim Carrey, the main character, I don't know if his last name was Truman or if his first name was Truman. I can't remember. But pretty much his life is a show, literally. They took him from birth and decided that they were going to dictate and control his life. They were pretty much going to be the director of his life. And everybody in the town is in on it. Everybody in the town is pretty much just extras in his show, but he's the only one that isn't aware. He has no idea. So his life is an actual show that people watch on TV, in different parts of the world. I guess just in his community, obviously they're not going to show the show on TV because they don't want him to know what's going on. But he finally starts to pick up on it, and he is really just thinking to himself throughout the whole movie, like, there has to be more to life than this. This same routine that I do every day, it's boring, it's mundane. Like, there's no spice, there's no variety. And he finally tries to break free. Once he starts to catch on to it, he's like, nah, F this. Like, I'm gonna break free. Like, I want to actually live. And I feel like that movie is low-key how most people live their lives. They always feel like something's missing. They always feel like there has to be more to life than this, but they never actually challenge the status quo. Unlike Jim Carrey, who said, F this, I'm about to live my life. I refuse to spend the next 40, 50 years of my life doing the exact same thing because this really just doesn't speak to my spirit. Most people are afraid to do that. Most people don't have the courage to actually listen to their spirit and not just logic. And I'm not going to lie, it is scary just trusting that inner voice. And it's only scary because we're programmed to only think logically. We're programmed to only use our logical, analytical mind. But let me tell you something. When you start looking at things with your spiritual mind and not your human mind, not your logical mind, that's where you find God. That inner voice is God guiding you. And when you tell God the desires of your heart and you let God guide you, you're going to look back on your movie and you're going to be like, that was a good ass movie. I enjoyed filming that. The thing you have to remind yourself of is once you get to the end of your movie, there's no re-recording it. So you shouldn't lollygag or be unintentional with your existence. And just like the Truman Show movie, a lot of people are in on controlling your movie as well. The sad part about it is, unlike the Truman Show movie, these people don't even realize it. We get negatively programmed by our parents and elders in our family. We get negatively programmed by teachers. We get negatively programmed by politicians. We get negatively programmed by people in the medical field. We get negatively programmed by the news and so many other authoritative figures, which trains us to just fall in line and conform. There is this book called Outwitting the Devil that explains this in detail. And you know what a lot of those authoritative figures have in common? They instill fear and they encourage conformity and they discourage individuality. That's not to say that every single person who is in any of those positions is like that, but let's be real. A lot of them are. I've always been rebellious at heart, but outwardly, I would conform because I was fearful of judgment. I was fearful of punishment. But there was certain experiences I had and even spiritual knowledge that I discovered that really woke me up. Once you realize, oh shit, life is not a rehearsal. We're actually making the movie right now. The movie's already started. That's what will make you stop settling and start living. I think one of the reasons a lot of people settle is because subconsciously they don't think they're worthy of the life they want, or they just don't think they're capable of making it happen. And that's due to being programmed with lack and limitation. But if you have faith in God and you stop putting your faith and trust in man, you can do all things through Christ. God literally tells us nothing is impossible through him. I settled for years because subconsciously, I didn't think I was worthy of anything good. And I bought into the idea that life isn't fair. Some people are just lucky. And I'm like, well, damn, I'm definitely not one of those lucky people. So I'm going to just have to settle for a safe life. Once I realized, Kyla, the reason you're not happy is because you're living somebody else's life. Deep down, you know this is not the life God planned for you. God is just waiting on you to ask him for help. God is just waiting on you to ask him for guidance. Ever since I started seeking God and trusting God and going against the grain, living by my spirit and not by human logic, God has changed my life in so many ways. I have a freedom, peace, and joy that I've never felt in my life. And guess what? He's just getting started. God is just getting started. There's so many messages and signs and synchronicities I've been getting that let me know I'm on the right path and the desires of my heart are about to be fulfilled. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. I have a feeling if you clicked on this video, it's because deep down, you know there's more to life than how you've been living it. There's more to life than what other people tell you will make you happy. Now is the time to wake up. This video is your alarm clock. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it won't be scary, but I promise it'll be worth it. And you'll get there as long as you lean on God at all times. But most importantly, you have to believe you're deserving. You have to believe you're worthy because guess what? The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. I pray this message resonated with you. If it did, make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. I love y'all and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.